Hey, this is JD and welcome to my channel. How excited am I today? Thanks for the nice notes on the pocket watch video. Like I said, we're a week away from doing some watchmaking videos. I'm using my old desk here with an old pad on here, so this is not going to look too sharp. As a matter of fact, let me get rid of this because it doesn't make any sense. There's no white gloves today. So this package came from China via DHL. Don't ship DHL because when it gets to the Canadian border, the first thing they do is they nail you with border taxes. They nail you. So $35 border tax. I was pissed off when I saw this, but every time DHL ships me something happens. I ordered a what was it, a buffing machine once a long time ago, DHL. They didn't get in contact with me, or I didn't see it or something, and they ended up destroying it because the instructions were if the package is not delivered or accepted within so many days, they are to destroy it. So they destroyed my $200 buffing machine, and I could not get my money back. I was so pissed off. DHL, not that good. Just don't, unless you're a corporation and you use it, maybe they're fine, but not in this case. So what do we have here? We have a box. So we have another box inside of a box. What do you think this box could be? Who knows what this box is? Let me see. It's got my name on it. I think I need some scissors. This is a unboxing, so when you do unboxing, you kind of have to have scissors to unbox. Everything is close up though. Is there a seam somewhere here? I don't think so. Let's try here. Try right there. That work? Not so good. Maybe there. And there maybe? Maybe here. No, nothing there. Just pull stuff apart until it actually opens. Not there. I think it must be here, right? There's nothing allowing me to open this here. All right. I give up. Oh, there's more tape on the sides here. Oh, all right, it's a box. Let's just open this up. What do we have? We got some protective covering here, and I have in here a little tiny pad. These are files, nail files, in case I want to file my guitar nails. And inside here, I have an explosive container. Yes, sirree, bub. It's an explosive container, and guess what's in here? Let's have a look. I'm going to just open this nice and slowly. Look at the bottom. There's nothing on the bottom. Looks like it's screwed on as well. So these are the new San Martin containers. I have a few of these already, by the way, which is pretty sad. But let me look at this. This is first impressions. Unscrew the container. This is just an unboxing. I'm going to do a complete review of the watch later if you promise to watch. Oh, watch check. Citizen Aqualand. Beautiful watch. So here we go. There it is. I waited forever for this. This is a Nautilus homage, I believe. What does it say there? Automatic, 200 meters, San Martin. If I shake this, will it run? It's got no power on it at all. So let me take this out. It's funny how they box these without putting any cover on the top. But the fact is, they've got this here, which would protect it, right? So I've got the watch, and inside here, I think you pull this out, if I recall. You have to pull out the middle of the container to get to the bottom. They couldn't make it easier, could they? All right, there we go. Take the innards out. And what do we have down there? We've got a punch. That's a small screwdriver they've given me. Thank you very much for that. They've given me that is for removing, this is actually just for removing the strap pins. And this is for pushing out strap pins, I believe. And this is a very nice little metal San Martin with a logo on it and everything. Look at that. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Don't focus. Anyway, that's kind of cool. And then if I keep pulling stuff out, what am I going to find? All right, I got another thing down here. Nothing. So 0 paperwork. Very, very interesting. No paperwork at all. Now this watch was extremely rare to get, so I'm not complaining that way. I don't think they were in production anymore, and they decided to find one for me. So stop complaining, but no paperwork. That is very interesting. But it is still in plastic, which is nice. Yeah, I can feel the plastic. So this is, let me just open this up here. Let's get a little bit closer. It's too bad I'm using such a crappy mat, eh? Time to put the nice black mat down here. There we go. And you can see all the little freckles on the black mat. There it is. So, and I like things to be 90 degrees. It's just in my body. So there's a couple of reviews on this watch, but there's a little tear tab on the inside. So you just tear this off like that. And I'll be sizing this later on. I don't want to do that right now. Another tear tab on this side here. So it tells me exactly what to do. Just grab that thing and grab it and start tearing. I got my guitar fingernails, which usually help with this, but I'm not sure which direction it wants me to tear in. Oh, this way. Okay. It did have an arrow there, didn't it? So tear that, and then I think I got to just tear it right to the end here. Maybe use some scissors so I don't break anything. Right. You just cut this here and then tear this around like that. And I got a little jar on the side of my watch workplace here that collects crap. So now this here is interesting because this strap, you snap this up first like that, and then you open it up like this. And these straps are amazing. So there's more plastic on the inside of this thing to protect it, and it's fully machined, which is nice. And the straps, it actually has pins. It doesn't have, it doesn't unscrew. It has pins. But this is true to the Nautilus, because the Nautilus doesn't have pins either, or doesn't have screw pins either. It has push pins, like cotter pins. So let me just undo this here. This is one beautiful beast here. Now this, I believe, this one has an SW200 Movement in it, which is a Swiss-made Sellita movement. So it's a high beat 28/8 movement, which is very nice. I can test this later on my machine. I've got the what do I have? What machine do I have? I've got the Witchy. I bought the 1900. Everybody that does watch reviews has the 1000. I bought the 1900. So this is it. This is a thing of beauty. Pardon me for the fingernails, the roughness of the fingernails. I apologize right now. I'll put white gloves on later and do this, but look at that. Look at the face on this thing. It is amazing. I got to wind it up a bit just to make sure it's got. It has a screw down crown. Just unscrew that. See, there's the screw down crown there, and you can see the threads on that crown right there, and it looks, does it have a little bit of a press in it? It does, so it pops out a bit, which is nice. And let me just wind this, and listen to the wind on this. Just listen to this. Oh my God, that is a gorgeous wind. And I'll just put this thing back. It's a fully automatic watch. It doesn't have a see-through case back, but I didn't care about that. And the crown screws in nicely, no problem. It just very decorated. If you look at this closely, look at the beveling right here. Just amazing beveling. And you go from the beveling here, and they continue the beveling with the strap. Now who does that? Nobody. They continue the beveling with the strap, and the strap's got, you know, it's I think I still have some paper on it. It's just so much protective covering on this watch. It's incredible. So I still think there's more protective covering on the back here, because I can see that little red thing there, and that's more protective covering. I'll leave it on for now. So it's a 200-meter dive watch, but these watches, when you buy the actual watch, which is a I think it's a homage of a Patek Philippe or whatever. It's not completely like that because the Nautilus has kind of a, it's kind of a, what's the word? It's not a square, it's a rectangle. So it's sort of a rectangle. It's not a square, but it's sort of a rectangle. So it looks like the port of an old submarine or an old boat. Not a submarine, a boat, because you wouldn't put square windows in a submarine because that's going to crack right at the edges. So it's supposed to look like the Nautilus. So maybe from the 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right? So but if you look at the actual bezel on this thing, see how they've shined this bezel up so nicely, right? And then everywhere else it's brushed. So you've got the top brushed nicely, and then you've got the edges here nicely brushed as well. And the sides, as you can see, this side protrudes a bit on this side right here, but you've got a bit of a beveling here on this here. So they've taken care to actually round this. It's not even beveled, it's round. So if you look at it from this angle here, you see that? It's rounded, which is kind of cool. One thing I really like about it is it's got drilled out pins here, but it actually looks like these are screws. So it actually looks like there's two screws, one on either side. I heard from other reviewers that they're kind of their screws are push pins. I'm not sure. Let me look at the top here. No, they got to be screws. They got to be screws. So, but I heard a reviewer was upset because they didn't like the way it meshed in, but I think this is version 2 of the watch, and it's meshing in perfectly. What they didn't like is that if you went like this, the edge showed up here, and it doesn't do it on this version of the watch. So it's absolutely perfect. Now, let me see. This better fit my wrist because I'll be really upset if it doesn't. So, because it looks pretty small. So it's, I'd hate to have to get a different wrist or buy links for it or something crazy like that. But let's see if it's too big or too small. No, it's, you know what? It's almost the exact right. Look at that. The darn thing is the right size for my wrist. I may not even have to take out a link, maybe one link. Take out one link. But that just fits perfect. Look at that. That is an amazing looking watch. And that's from Saint Martin in French, but Saint Martin. And again, it's true to the Nautilus, right? And it's a Patek Philippe Nautilus, but it's not quite even a homage because if you look at they kind of homaged it. If you look at the face, they've got the same sort of indents across the face or denting across the face. I think they might have similar hands. I love the rounded tip hands on this. Let me get my tweezers, my watchmaking tweezers to point. If you see the rounded tip hands in this, and then each one of the major indices is also tipped like this, rounded on the end. And then the 12 o'clock marker has got 2 of them rounded as well. And there's the date there, so it's probably typical date setting. And there's the crown, and on the crown they do have the Saint Martin logo, which I love. It's very nice of them to put that on the crown. And I think that it has a normal screw back case back on this, which I like again. When they have Rolex case backs, they're a little bit of a pain to open. I've got the BlackBerry 58 from Saint Martin, and it's got the case back like that. I haven't had to open it yet, but they would be painful to open. And when I set the date on this, I suspect I take it one click out maybe, and then I set the date. Yes, no, maybe. Let me see. One click, and then the date should move. Is that going to move? Yeah, there it goes. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24 and 25, and this is the 25th today. And when I push these in, I want to make sure that this is in nicely before I commit to screwing it in, right? So if I just move it back just a tad, then that works, right? And the time right now is 3:08, but I have my other watch here, my Citizen Aqualand, and I can check the exact time. Let me see if I can change the time here. Let's move it over. It's hacking. As you can see, the second hand stopped. So 3:00. Let me look at this other watch here. Too many watches. what do I got? 308, something like that. 308. I'll get close enough here. 308, 309. I'm going to put it at 309 so I'm not late for anything. Right, 309. When I press this in, the second hand starts again. Perfect. It's got a nice size crown on it as well, so the crown is nicely sized. There's my other watch. A man with way too many watches. I think I will take one link off of it. So, and my advice when you're removing a link off a watch is if you want to take a link off and it's even on both sides, what I recommend is to take the link off of this side here, which moves the clasp. If it's moving closer, it's going to move the clasp closer this way. So when you're reaching under to flip this up, right, you're not sort of having to reach way under your wrist to get it right. So you're reaching under to flip it up and it's perfect. I just love the beveling here. This is an extra special, the beveling on this. Again, my fingernails look really long, but I'm learning all kinds of new licks and stuff like that, and they've been long since I've been a kid. So stop complaining. So that's nice. And this goes, I'll get all the dimensions and stuff later for this, but see how it starts off, tapers down nicely. So I think they had to use pins, because if they use screws down here, it just wouldn't work with that taper. And also the Patek Philippe actually uses pins in there, so these guys are trying to make a watch that's close to it, but not a homage, because it doesn't have the square. They've got it round here, which is very unique to this style. So it's got its own little style here. And I love the way that this integrates into the band, watch band. It's just a gorgeous watch. I'd like to do a loom shot, but I don't have my UV flashlight on me right now, so I'll have to get this later and do a loom shot, and we'll just do a slow motion. For right now, I'm just going to do a little bit of rotating close up to see what this looks like, and maybe I'll turn the light on. I'll leave it like this. Get this out of the way, and I'll just move in a little closer, and I'll just do a little rotation here so you can see what this watch looks like. Get that centered. There we go. And there we go. And this is not a glass crystal, right? It's the best type crystal you can get, which is I can't hear you answering. It does look like those aren't screwed in pins on this thing. They do look like they push them in, right? So now the best thing for me to do right now is to shut up. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're screwed. I don't know, Jerry. I don't know. That's very nice. There. I hope you're seeing the detail on here. And even the clasp I like. Even though someone was saying that there's like a cheap metal thing on here pressed in, but I mean, they did a good job with this. Did an excellent job. It secures nicely. Not much more room for wrists, though. If my wrist was a little bit bigger, this probably wouldn't fit. So, you see how I better not scuff this up, because I'm going to make myself really mad. But I got to go do some work in a second. And there's the push. I'm dying to push one of these out and take push it out. But you gotta get the right equipment to push it out properly, otherwise you'll ruin your watch, right? So, and it's so close to not having to be pushed out, right? Automatic. Look at that. That is friggin' gorgeous. That is friggin'. Just look at it. Look at that. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous watch. Now these watches, the original watches, right? Not from this company, not from San Martin. You would be on a list, and maybe 10 years later you'd be able to get yourself one of these watches. And these are the ones that cost anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. And so that's a long wait list for anything, right? By that time you're either dead or you give up. So it's a totally long wait list for this, but I suspect it's pretty accurate with an SW200 in it. And that's a pretty good high quality movement. So, and the boys at San Martin were very good to me. They sent me a strap because the watch was late, and it was only late by a couple of weeks, but they sent me a $35 NATO strap, which was very nice of them to do. So, and I thanked them for it, and I told them, if you really want unprofessional watch reviews, you got to come and see me and I'll do it. But I will do it as a watchmaker and not as one of these watch collecting watch reviewer types. So, because I appreciate what's inside this watch just as much as I appreciate what's on the outside. So there you go. That's the watch. Let me just do another, see if I can get this thing to zoom in. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. I'll have to put this under the magnifying glass and see if the employees left any dust for me. So I'll just leave that like that for now, and let's just lay this down on the mat, and then I'm going to zoom in, straighten it up because I've got ADHD when it comes to straightening things up. And I'm just going to do this and get this ugly mark out of the way. Don't you love my real videos, right? I probably should get somebody to help me produce these things. Then I'd be just like the rest of them. I don't want to be that guy. So there it is. San Martin. Beautiful, beautiful Nautilus watch. Oh, when I do a full review of this watch, I'll give you the number, or you can just look it up. And I'll leave it just like, I gotta hold it or it'll fall over. There we go. Last look. There it is. Thanks for watching my channel. I'm JD. And yeah, I think this is it for watches for some time. I think I'm going to give up buying watches, and because next week I'm going to start fixing watches and fixing pocket watches. So I don't want to do any more. I think that the next watch would have to come with a lawyer. You know what I'm saying. Thanks for watching the video anyway. I hope you made it to the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.